What is agriculture? A child from a rural community may answer that by saying agriculture is the hay fields being harvested, the grazing cows in the pasture, or simply the farm they live on. On the other hand, a child from a metropolitan area may answer by saying agriculture is the supermarket, or is where their parents buy the food. With these two drastically different views of agriculture, we as a society must create a universal understanding of agriculture if we are to make it sustainable once again. In Volume 30, 1 through 2, in Critical Reviews in Plant Sciences, the editors Paoletti, Gomiero, and Pimentel of the special issue Towards a More Sustainable Agriculture illustrate that agriculture provides food, fiber, construction materials, biomass, and green energy. With that being said, agriculture is more than just the food produced, but also contributes a tremendous amount to our evolving, growing, and demanding society. Now, in order for agriculture to continue to support us, we need to work towards increasing land production, increasing sustainable food production, and increasing the steps towards agricultural sustainability. Where does agriculture begin? The land and the soil. These two items are not only vital to the start of the production of commodities, but also to many living organisms. In the 2012 editorial of Soil Management for Sustainable Agriculture, authors White, Crawford, Alvarez, and Moreno discuss the importance of soil management and that it is both directly and indirectly important to crop production, environmental sustainability, and human health. They also explain that due to the growing populations and the succeeding demands, soil management will become even more prevalent in order to retain food security throughout the world in the years to come. In addition to managing the use of soil, we need to be aware of the excess use of chemicals and pesticides. By using too much of these chemicals, far too often, we are destroying more than just the intended organisms. According to editor Paoletti of EarthScan's 2005 publication of the Pesticide Detox, Towards a More Sustainable Agriculture, the use of pesticides in the last 50 years has significantly increased to the estimated amount of 2.56 billion kilograms a year, which converts to more than 5.6 billion pounds. These numbers go to show that we are doing more than just killing organisms. We are killing the land that is intended to support us. If we continue to misuse, overkill, and underappreciate the land, we will not have agriculture to fight for. The future agriculture we wish to fight for starts with the agriculture we are demanding today. In the 2012 publication of Convergence or Divide in the Movement of Sustainable and Just Agriculture, Professor Altieri from the Department of Environmental Science, Policy, and Management at the University of Berkeley, California, discusses that due to the growing world population, it is expected that by the year 2050, food production will need to be increased by 70%. This implies that we have two options: continue to produce and consume convenient food items, or move to sustainable products in agriculture. But with the growth of people, there is also a growth of power within the few companies that control the food industry. For example, in the 2013 presentation of Corporate Concentration Limits the Growth in Sustainable Agriculture, and in the Sustainable Agriculture and Food System Funders 11th Annual Conference, author Levins explores the speed bumps in agriculture created by the tyranny of these companies. Levy describes the food companies can become so large that they own most of the market for a certain product, which allows them to redefine the products in ways that work against us. This growth and control pushes for convenient products rather than sustainable products, which we as a society is a desperate need of. Sustainable food production is not the increase of production, but rather maintaining food production for the future. According to Paoletti and others, malnutrition is connected to the access of food, not the production, which means we produce more than enough food. We just do not distribute it accordingly. By not distributing food accordingly, we enable the tyranny of the food industry to prevail and continue to produce food of convenience and not sustainability. But with enough voices and the right plans, we can make bounds in the right directions. Socrates once said, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new." Now, in order to move in the right direction that not only will benefit the people, but the future of agriculture, we must first take certain steps. In volume 327 of Science contains the review Food Security, the Challenge of Feeding 9 Billion People, by author Godfray and others, discusses that as a society we must close the yield gap, increase product limits, reduce waste, change diets, and expand aquaculture. Sometimes it may be difficult to imagine the steps, but it is often easier when they be taken by someone else. For instance, according to the feature article written by reporters Walsh and Kaplan about America's food crisis and how to fix it, in the August 21, 2009 issue of Time magazine, nationally known Mexican fast food chain Chipotle buys their food items from farmers who are committed to raising better food. This dedication to sustainable foods is a leading example of the change of the future. If consumers put their voices together and begin to demand sustainable food products, they will soon get sustainable products. Sustainable agriculture is not only a local development, but a worldwide one, making this issue one that takes the voices and power of all. However, if we fight to increase land production, we will in return be able to produce more sustainable food items. And if we are able to do that, we will be able to change food for good. Now, if agricultural sustainability will start out very personalized for everyone, but I believe that with the right mindset, dedication, and strife, it can become a centralized concept that will change food and us.